Nice to meet you.
I think you go ahead.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to my senior presentation. Who am I? I'm the second child, born in Wenatchee, Washington on July 8, 2006, a day before my brother, 3 years to the day. I have lived in Mansfield my whole life, with only moving once, and it was across the street. I will be the fourth generation to graduate from Mansfield High School. My mom, my grandpa, my grandma Min, and my great-grandpa Tom all graduated from Mansfield as well. My senior quote. God would not have put that dream in her heart if he had not also given her everything she needs to fulfill that dream. This is really important to me just because I'm very ambitious. I do a lot of crazy things, and sometimes I overthink and like, why am I doing this? But I know that I'm doing it for a reason and that I just have to trust God's plan. Here's my family. As you can see, there are lots of us, and this is even half. Family means the world to me. I would not be who I am or where I am today if it were not for every person who has impacted my life. All my grandparents, my parents, my aunties, my uncles, my cousins, and even my cousin aunties. I have incredibly strong women in my life who have helped me grow into who I am today. My parents and my brother. My parents have given up everything for me and my brother. They are our biggest supporters, and they will sacrifice everything for us. My brother, as you can tell, is not here today. He is stationed over in Japan because after his senior year, he decided to go into the Air Force. Last time I've seen him was our birthdays last year. He got to come home for a month. And I probably don't know when I'll get to see him next, and he's going to be in Japan for 3 years. He is my best friend, and has really shaped me to who I am today. Okay. And then we're happier, friends. Okay, so right here, I have my friend Alicia Bradine. We have been friends since we were really little because our dads worked at Les Schwab's together. Tiara Miller, my double cousin. She has been like my sister throughout my whole life. Then we have Jasmine and Hameda Garcia. They have been my best friends and been through everything with me. And then Aspen, we've been friends since we were in preschool. Been through some bumpy roads, but we got through it. Delaney and Holly, they have been my friends since I started playing sports. It was one of the friendships that I will always have, and it's because of the Waterville Combine. And then all of my teammates have impacted my life incredibly, and I will miss each and every one of them. Okay, my likes. Love my family. I will put them first over anything and everything, just like they've done with me. Sports, I don't know what my life would be without sports. My Stanley, everyone knows, I take that thing everywhere. It's my emotional sport water bottle. My steers and my animals have really showed me how to be responsible, how to wake up every morning, how to take care of another animal, another life. Music, I find myself in music. I have hours and hours of songs on my phone, and it's really how I get lost in the words, and it's just like a story through music. Laughter, I love laughing. I love making people laugh, and I love to laugh. Laughter is just joy. Kids, love kids. My parents had me and my brother when they were young, in their early 20s, and all of their families had kids later. And so my brother and I have always kind of been the oldest, have been the oldest. And so all my little cousins, and they're just a joy, and it's crazy to think that they have grown up to who they are today. And traveling, I love to travel. All the X's are places that I've been able to go with my parents, and I'll adventure. My mom and I went to Canada earlier this month too, so that was really fun. I want to travel more. I want to go to Greece. That's one of my biggest priorities, is going to Greece sometime. And I don't know a lot of people have heard, but when I was younger, I told my mom that when I was 16, I wanted to drive everyone to Paris.
I was just gonna ask that question.
So
are you gonna drive?
That was fun. I wanted to drive everyone to Paris. Didn't know there was kind of some water in between. But
You can do it. I feel like you can still do it.
I can. Okay, so friends. Oh, I forgot also the outdoors. Love the outdoors. When we go to Conch, we always go camping and we go on our little buggy rides with me, my mom, my dad. It's pretty cramped, but it makes us forced to hang out with each other. We listen to music and just drive up in the woods. And then that's me and my steer, one of my steers. We went ice skating for our Christmas Eve tradition. And this is me, Stella, and Morgan ice skating. Stella was just going everywhere, so I put her to the side and I was trying to hold on to Morgan. Here are some of my favorite albums: Cody Johnson, The Flatland Cavalry, and Wyatt Floors. And this is my new Stanley. Dislikes. People who chew with their mouth open drives me crazy. I cringe so hard. Ice cream and chocolate, I cannot do it. Cannot do the smell of chocolate or ice cream. I'm not really much of a sweets person. My feet and toes being touched, cannot do it. Even when we go swimming, if I see a fish, I will jump out of the water. Swim to the boat, jump out, because I'm afraid a fish is gonna like bite my toes. So don't like my toes being touched. Or my ears for some reason. And I do not like being controlled. I'm very free-spirited, and I have to go on my own path. The event that shaped me in my childhood. Before I was born, my parents made a decision to not take a job opportunity. My dad worked at Les Schwab's, and he was offered a manager position, but it probably would have led to moving us around a lot. And my parents moved around a lot when they were little. Well, my dad moved around a lot, and they did not want that for me and my brother. So they decided to not take the job opportunity so we could stay in one little town, Mansfield, and grow up here. And I don't know where I would be or who I'd be if they would have taken that job. How did I get here? Here's my transcript. I have a 3.5 overall GPA. My most rewarding class has been my elementary TA class. It has shown me what I want to do with my career, and it's basically been like a job straight every day. And it's really just shown me the love for the kids that I have and everything. Most challenging course would have to be math. I'm not a math person. Me and math are not friends, but. Extracurricular activities. I've played high school volleyball, high school basketball, high school softball. I've been a Mansfield FFA for 5 years, 9th grade to 12th grade. Mansfield Critters and Kids, this is my 9th year in 4-H. And I've also been in Girl Scouts for 7 years, which is crazy. And all these events have just shown me so many different things. With Girl Scouts, I've been able to be an older leader and help out with the younger girls and really just be with kids. FFA has just been incredible in me. It's given me my biggest joy, which has been showing steers, which I didn't start off showing steers. I started showing off pigs. And that was not my thing at all. The sound of them, I can't handle the smell, but they're crazy. But the steers, for me, I felt more like I could work with them in more of a bond. You have to halter break them, you have to feed them mornings, nights, work with them. There's just, for me, it's a lot more to it, and that's what I like about it. And then with 4-H, I've shown poultry and I've showed rabbits, and I have done really well with showing poultry. Leadership contributions. I've been FFA chapter secretary for 3 years. I've been ASB secretary for 2, and I was science club secretary for 1 year. Work experience. I was able to get a job at Sun Lakes Resort during my Aunt Patty. I one day just was talking to my parents, and something just went off in my heart, and I just needed to get a job. And so I was at a softball doubleheader in Soap Lake, and I get a text from Aunt Patty saying, "Go down and apply at Sun Lakes." And it was on my way home, and I did, and it's been the biggest joy that I've been able to have, to be able to work with great people. My boss, I just could not ask for a nicer boss, and I will work there through summer. And what's cool about it too, it's on the way to where I'm going to college, and so they said I could come home on the weekends and still have the job there, and it's an every summer thing. Don't even have to apply, I can just have my spot back every summer. Awards and honors. I've gotten honor roll throughout my high school career. I'm a 3-sport athlete and also keeping up with the GPA. And in 2020 to 2021, I got volleyball most inspirational. Down here are all my ribbons that I've gotten from the past 2 years. The one on the very end, that's Waterville. And then Cashmere was my very first year going to Cashmere with FFA. I showed a pig and I showed chickens. And then with my chicken, I was able to get a buckle for small animal round robin. I got reserve grand champion in FFA. And then this last year I faired, lots of different ribbons. And then last year I also got, this year, I got champion in my walk to end Alzheimer's. I lost my granny great to Alzheimer's, and so it's been something that I've done for the past 6 years, was raising money for a cause. Community service. I have 96 hours from being a camp counselor, a camp leader at the Big Bend Rodeo Bible Camp. I was able to be partnered with a great gal, and we basically managed a group of teens and helped them with their road to God. And I was a 4-day camp, and it's impacted my life incredibly. Goals for my upcoming year. I want to do really well in fair, both Cashmere and Waterville. I'm taking a steer to both, as long as my poultry. I'm going to be going to Central Washington this fall. I want to get my degree in being an elementary teacher. Following Micah's footsteps. Where am I going? I've considered 3 different colleges for 3 different degrees. When I was in 8th grade, my beginning of high school, I wanted to go to Wazoo to be in the medical field. And then I wanted to go to Central to be in elementary ed. And then I've considered going to Idaho for being an ag teacher. Washington State University is located in Pullman, Washington. The drive time is 3 hours and 24 minutes. Degree nursing. The total cost is around $33,000. Central Washington University is located in Ellensburg, Washington. Drive time 2 hours and 3 minutes, and degree elementary ed. Total cost is around $26,000. University of Idaho is located in Moscow, Idaho. Drive time 3 hours and 39 minutes. Degree in ag teaching. Total cost $40,000 because it's out of state. I decided to go to Central Washington University to pursue elementary ed. I was really thankful to be able to meet my roommate at orientation in April. And this is us in front of our hall that we'll be staying at. I decided to stick with Central because I do believe I will be the best with little kids and being a teacher. And I have already been enrolled, been accepted, and I have my first semester's classes already, which I get to start on my major my first semester with Intro to Elementary Ed. College payment. I applied for scholarships. I filled out the FAFSA. I'm saving money from selling my steers at fair and also saving up from work. And my parents will be in tremendous help on paying for college.
You both.
As long as I keep my grades up, that was the deal. Job shadows. I was able to job shadow Clara Hall. She's a Pateras 3rd grade teacher. She comes from a big background of family and education. Both of her parents are in administration and her brother's in administration. So it was really cool to see her and her take on being a teacher. She's been a teacher for multiple years. She also, her advice to me was to always be open to new ways of learning. With being a teacher, you always have to be open to finding new ways of being able to teach. And she also told me as a tip for college is to stack up on experience. Every opportunity that I could be in with working with little kids, to take it. Like my TA classes I have been in this year. I also got a job shadow Lee Starwood. She's the Liberty Bell High School principal. This is her first year being a principal, so it's cool to see her take. She was a teacher first for multiple years at Pateras, and then she went to Liberty Bell, and she was brought up the opportunity to be a temporary principal. And her advice was creating boundaries and building tolerance. When you're a principal, you have to, create boundaries like home life and work life. And that was a big thing for me too, is if I'm going to be a teacher, I want to make sure that I have a good balance between my future kids, my future family, and my job. Her tip is to be a teacher first before being a principal. This is her, like I said, it's her first year being a principal, and so she was a teacher first, and it has shown her how to put the teachers first in different situations. And so I think it was really cool, especially because if I'm considering being a principal later on in my years, being a teacher first and then going into it would be a good path for me. Thank you for watching. Any questions?
So if you're looking at education then as a career, what ages would you wanna teach?
Elementary, so my degree will go from kindergarten to 8th grade.
Kindergarten to eighth,
Mhm,
that's
so
what
I could do any of those grades. And then if I wanted to go into being a principal, then I just have to get my certificate in administration. And she right now is doing that because she wasn't a principal at first, and she's doing a 2-year program through at Eastern. And so she's finishing up her classes right now.
Okay, well, my first question is, who inspired you to become a teacher? Was there one specific person? Was it something that you always thought you were gonna be? I mean, I remember my senior year, I said, I will never become a teacher. Didn't end up, but has it always been that way? Was there somebody who, you know, influenced you heavily into being a teacher?
So when I first started thinking about my future, I was really heavily set in going into the medical field. But my issue with that was my family has, like I said, has always been really important for me and important to me. And with being in the medical field, you don't get the best of hours and the best of times. So then I started helping out Micah Schmidt in her classroom in the summers, and it kind of just a light bulb went off, and a joy kind of sparked in my heart. And then doing TA classes this last year, it's just kind of set off this whole other world for me. And so I started looking into it, and then I realized that it's something that I do want to do.
And what's the biggest thing you've learned about yourself personally this school year?
So I'm a person to do countdowns, and everyone knows I have a countdown app on my phone to count down the day till I graduate. I've always been that way. When I was 13, I counted the days till I was 16, and 16, 18, but now that I'm here, I wish I didn't take it for granted. I wish I would have lived in the moment and not lived for the days ahead.